This is B of C Live, the video and podcast series of Business of Cannabis. Find out all that we do at businessofcannabis.com. Coming up, a conversation with Oren Shuster. He is the CEO of IM Cannabis. They are based in Israel, but with operations in Canada and in Germany. We wanted to connect with him about being a multi-country operator, what that means for the company, what that means for the industry, and how they are thinking about operations in 3 countries. Oren, thank you for being here.
Hi, Jay. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I feel like every 6 or 8 months we sit down, and sometimes the first time we did it together, the intermeeting times we've done it like this, but also the first time we talked, you laid out a foundation and a strategy of where you guys were going. And every time we connect, it seems like you're checking off boxes of execution on that strategy. And I think one time we talked about being a multi-country operator. Talk a little bit about sort of where the company has been and where you are today, because I think it helps lay the foundation of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Israel and Germany and Canada and all those things. Talk a little bit about sort of that foundation that you guys have laid.
So IMC started as a medical company in Israel about more than 10 years ago, actually. One of the first companies to grow medical cannabis in the world. Today, IMC is, like you said, is a multi-country operator. What we have done, we built a global supply chain, and we are active today in Canada, Germany, and Israel. And we build a foundation for a global company that is going to be a very serious, dominant player in this industry for the coming years.
It's not easy. There's lots of competition to do that, but it seems to me when we first chatted, and you were in Canada at the time, we were in Toronto, you sort of looked at this sort of 3-legged stool and said, these are countries. I don't know if you think they sort of legalization looks similarly, but the level of compliance is really high. The stability of government, like all those things, is at a level that is different and apart, certainly than the US. Talk a little bit about sort of picking and choosing places to sort of invest and go operate.
So you mentioned the US. I think that one of the differences is that we are not in the US, so we can move from place to place product. And this is one of the advantages in the landscape that we are working in. And actually, if you look today at the market, so you have Canada, which is the biggest legal market today in the world. You have Germany, which is on the way to legalization, market more than double the California by population, okay, and more than double Canada. And Israel also medical, but in some kind of legalization phase, I would say. And what we've done, we've built a supply chain between those countries that we can ship product freely from one country to another. It's not fully executed yet, okay, but it's in the process. And by that, support each country with high quality premium products. And what we are doing now is starting to execute this strategy, and we will be fully operational and with full execution in 2022. And this is something that we worked on that since the beginning. I think that today we're in a completely different position with the maturity of the process.
It strikes me, and this is so Canadian, but there's a famous hockey quote, Wayne Gretzky saying, skate where the puck is going. So like always be looking ahead of where the world is going and sort of try to be there. But I think what you're talking about, even in our first conversation, was really about where the puck is about to be, which is Israel, Canada, and Germany. And I think it's going to take time for some of the folks to sort of catch up to where your strategy has been going. And talk a little bit about sort of your footprint here in Canada, because I think that was part of the game plan always, but talk a little bit about some of the acquisitions you've got here.
So in Canada, we focused mainly in the premium and ultra premium segment because we strongly believe in that segment, not only in Canada, but globally, because today in Israel and Germany, the markets are all also in that segment. not necessarily in the quality of the product, but definitely in the pricing. And our approach from the beginning was to if someone is paying premium price, he should get premium product. We are long-term, we have a long-term strategy. So this is what we're doing. We supply high quality premium products today in Canada, and we're taking it also to the other markets now. In Ontario, for example, our brand Highland has become the #1 brand in the ultra premium segment, which is a great honor for us, for a young company to be in that position. We are more than 6% in the premium market in the OCS in Ontario as a whole. So we have great achievements, and it's only the beginning of the process for us.
And I guess actually that's one of the questions is, we've been talking, I think it's been almost 2 years, but well, certainly before COVID, so it certainly has been 2 years.
Right.
And like, are you, when you have to look at sort of where you are, where you were, where you are, and where you're going, like how early days is it, either as a company or as a sector, and like how much is ahead? Like, will we get to a place in 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 years where there is a global marketplace, there are companies operating cross-country lines, there are many more European countries, for example, coming online? Are we on that type of pace, or are we sort of even before that? Are we like pre-game right now?
So I think that in most of the countries, if you look globally, beside the US, we are only in the beginning. Having said that, for some companies that are very advanced in the process, they have huge advantage over newcomers. Because if you take, for example, the German market, it's highly regulated market, very different standards, very strict. We are working in Germany for more than 2 years, and I must tell you that I'm very happy that we started early in that market, because the learning curve, it's not simple to work in this kind of market. It's very different than other markets. Now we have a very good perspective of the markets, because we are working in fully recreational market, Canada, highly competitive, one of the most competitive markets in the world. The most highly regulated market, Germany, and Israel is in between, I would say. It's highly regulated, but it's very much recreational approach in the market. So what we're doing today is we're learning from all of those worlds, because we're bringing the competitive edge that we're learning from Canada, and how to be in the edge of the quality, because this is what is selling today in Canada. And we're implementing this know-how and experience in all the other places. So I think that that's one of the uniqueness of our company. And from the beginning, the company has built very integrated. So that's the main focus of what we're doing now, because we've done many acquisitions this year. Now the focus is on the integration, the synergies, and then the organic growth of those acquisitions.
It's well, even those words, I mean, it seems the industry and your company are evolving into like, I don't mean real companies, but the sector is evolving really rapidly, and there will be players taking the best practices from sort of traditional industries and moving it here, and sort of thinking about markets that are going to come online. They're going to fall somewhere between sort of your words, like Canada and Germany, or somewhere in the middle. Like, it's that experience, and they won't necessarily look like the US, which was patchwork and wacky, but will look more like Canada, Israel, or Germany.
You know, you said a good word, real companies, you know, because, you know, today, if I'm looking at IMC, and it's a very good point, because IMC 5 years ago, 2 years ago, it's a completely different company, because today we are fully industrial. We have in Canada, I will give you an overview just to understand why it's different company. In Canada today we have the indoor facility, high quality premium products grown in this facility. We have another indoor facility that's responsible for the genetics bank, okay, that we have. We're keeping the genetics. We're testing new strains all the time. Once we decide that the strain should be commercial, it goes to the main production facility. From the main growing facility, all the products are going to the processing facility, which is a separate facility with clear standards, workflows, and so on, that we're doing the final product. It can be pre-roll, hash, flowers, and so on. And you know, it's very industrial today. In the past, it was like moms and pops shop.
Right.
We have this facility, for example, this operation in Canada. This operation is going to serve Israel and Germany. We're starting to ship products now. And it's a hub. It's a hub for our Canadian operation. We have a hub in Germany. We finalized the build out of the logistics center in Germany. We invested a lot in that. And that's the hub for us to do the distribution in Germany and to be the hub for the rest of the EU countries. And we have very similar operation in Israel. So today, it's like you're saying, it's a real company. It's not a farm and sales. It's a real international company with strong operation, with high standards, that know how to take product from the seed to sell, okay, with vertical integration, with all the standards and the procedures in the company, a real company.
And across countries, right? Like it's replicating the standards, it's the replicability of the growing, of the distribution, of the processing, and of those things, and moving it across jurisdictions where it's compliant and all those things. It's complex.
Yeah, and you know, we are acting as one company. Okay, next year it will be IMC, Canada, Germany, and Israel, okay, as one brand. And even the brands, for example, WAGNERS and Highland, are going to be international brands, because now IMC is acting like a real one company with operations across the world, with the same brands that are going across the world. You know, Germany and Israel will go recreational. We are building the fundamentals for that now. We are not waiting for the market to go there. We have leading brands today in the premium and ultra premium segment in Canada, and we are going to duplicate this model exactly to Germany and to Israel, because everybody is going to the same direction today.
And people want the premium quality product because, as you said, they're paying a premium quality price.
Exactly. You know, you should be fair with your customers.
And people do want that. We know that from every market that's come online. The quality is the first thing that suffers, and people will always gravitate towards the premium and the quality stuff that they're used to or perceived used to on the market. Oren, I want to thank you for making time as always, and look forward to connecting with you, maybe through Zoom a few more times, but maybe in person, either in Toronto, maybe in Israel, maybe in Berlin one day. But I always appreciate the time, and we look forward to connecting with you down the road, and have a good end of the year and a good new year.
Thank you very much, Jay. Hope next time come to our weather. You know, it's winter, but still wear with the t-shirt.
Well, February might be a nice time to sort of land in Tel Aviv, and we'll get a tour around. I appreciate it, Oren. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
That was Oren Shuster, the CEO of IM Cannabis. If you like this program, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you heard the show. It helps support the work we do. We're able to do what we do because of ongoing partnerships with Alterna Savings, Cannabis at Work, Cannabis Benchmarks, Ken Delta, Gallagher, Headset, and Torque and Maine. Find out all that we do at businessofcannabis.com.